When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi Talk. People.
It is now 4:51, 3:51 in Kingston, Jamaica. A next mass shooting in Jamaica. 8 persons were shot at a wake in St. Catherine. The wake was held for reggae artist Christopher Martin's grandmother. And 8 persons were shot, 1 fatal. We ask the question, what is the Prime Minister or the government doing about this mass shooting? What, before they do anything, are they going to wait until these gunmen go into a school in Jamaica, God forbid, and create mayhem? A mass shooting in a country of 3-point-something million people. A next mass shooting in our country. And the Minister of National Insecurity still remain the Minister of National Insecurity, Deputy Prime Minister, and Deputy Minister of Defense. Gunmen, they're spraying bullets all over the place. You don't hear a press conference held this morning from Jamaica House pertaining to this mass shooting. It was Cherry Tree Lane a couple days ago, about a week ago, where 8 Jamaicans were murdered. And last night, you hear again, 8 persons were shot rather. 8 persons were shot last night. A mass shooting in the country at a wake in Point Hill in St. Catherine last night. And begs to ask the question, are they doing enough to stem the crime and violence in the country? Are they doing enough to stem the mass shooting in this country of 3-point-something million people? Yet we have a Minister of National Security presided over how many mass shootings in this country? How many mass murders in this country has Dr. Harris Chang presided over? Next mass shooting in our country. I want you all to listen to this. One moment for me, please. When will this stop? When will these mass shootings stop in this country? When something will be done about the mass shooting in this country of ours? 8 more Jamaicans were shot last night. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, 8 Jamaicans were murdered. And now, last night, you hear about 8 more people were shot. What is the government of Jamaica waiting for? For a massacre to happen in the country again? For innocent children to be murdered in this country? Before they do something substantial to stop this mass shooting in this country? The time has come for all of us to call on the Minister of National Security to resign. It's time for Dr. Harris Chang to tender his resignation and step down. Another sad day in this country. When I tell you all that Jamaica is becoming like Haiti, you don't laugh at me. 8 more Jamaicans were shot last night. Lucky enough, God be praised. And my sympathy go to the family of that one who died. But 8 more Jamaicans were murdered in this country. 8 more Jamaicans were shot, 1 fatal. A couple weeks ago, 8 Jamaicans were murdered in this country. And the Prime Minister of Jamaica called a national security meeting. What comes in that national security meeting, we don't know. What comes out of that national security meeting, we don't know. Is this the country that they dub so much to live, work, and raise family? A population of 3-point-something million people. And we're having so much mass shooting. Jamaica don't manufacture guns. Yet we're having mass shooting in this country. Listen to the news report. I want you to listen to this.
We begin this afternoon with news of yet another mass shooting in the country. 8 persons were shot, 1 fatally in Point Hill, St. Catherine on Wednesday. The incident happened around 2 a.m. at a wake being held for the grandmother of reggae artiste Christopher Martin. This attack comes just over a week after the deadly mass shooting in Clarendon. Details in this report.
The community of Backpasture in Point Hill, St. Catherine was plunged into mourning early Wednesday morning after heavily armed gunmen opened fire at a wake. The injured persons were rushed to hospital with gunshot wounds.
We run our kitchen, sit down with the others cooking, and we go here whole heap of barrage a shot. And then we get up and we look down to where the board was. We see everybody running to where I was. And it was just chaos. Right now, like me I walk, but I'm in a daze.
My first reaction, I left from around the back because I heard my sister here, she was screaming and calling for her children and asked where her children was. And we held on to her and said, they are here, they are there, and they are okay. And when we're there and I heard somebody come and said to me, called my name, and she said to me, call somebody because my nephew got shot.
The gunmen continued on their rampage in the community. When the shooting subsided, 34-year-old Farmer O'Neill Spencer was found dead just meters away from where the wake was held. He was described as a respectable person.
Quiet young man, me no know if him pass all the time at me gate. Very respectful young man to me. Me no know if him, me no know.
In a post on his Instagram account, Christopher Martin commented on the incident, condemning the heinous act while extending sympathy to the families of those affected. The police are investigating. Carrie Simpson, TVJ News.
There you have it. There you have it. Another mass shooting in this country. Another mass shooting. One Jamaican gone down. Friend Sir Luke George Cook to get his views on this. This country. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sir Luke. Welcome to the program.
Afternoon.
Yes, Luke. When you hear about another mass shooting in this country, Luke, what is your views on that?
Well, Jeffrey, you have to just look at the history and the time that we're in, and then you start to make your own assessment of what is the outcome, what are going to be the outcome of a country that is in crisis. It is clear to me that we don't have a vision of what we want the country to be, and the leaders and the country, both the citizens living in Jamaica and those who are living outside, have to really have a discussion as to what the way forward. Mass killings are happening too fast and furious, and it is not giving the citizen of the country or those who are thinking of coming back to live the assurance that the government has a plan to deal and arrest the security situation. That is probably one of the largest concern on the list of priority. We mourn, but do we just mourn and move on like it's business as usual? We really start to do the heart-wrenching assessment as to what is contributing to it, and then go for the root cause. Is our security force equipped to handle the situation, or do we get external help now to move in and try to arrest this problem? And arresting it means that we have to dig it out from the root. Every community has to adopt a mentality of collective security for surety. It can't be business as usual, because if it happens here, it's more than likely to happen somewhere else. And people going to a wake, or they're going to a night or a setup, dealing with the loss of somebody who they love, a member of their community, a member of their extended family, a member of their immediate family, and then to end up in a situation where have to be burying additional people. It can't be business as usual. The country has to still respond to duty call, and we have to get up and do something about it. And it's not just the government, it's the collective security of every Jamaican who must say to the government of Jamaica, the security plan that you have is not working. What additional resources that is needed? And this is not business as usual. This is the lives of people that are devastated and ruined, and especially in light of the previous shooting where there were children that were gunned down in that one. What is it that we plan to do differently so that we can arrest the perpetrators and we can disrupt gangs and persons who are working to bring down this country. I don't think it's time for us to despair. I think it's time for us to reflect and then come up with comprehensive plan at the community level, at the nation level, as to how we want to see this crime situation. The Prime Minister went to the Jamaica House and the promise that he would have had such a tight security plan that we would have been given the assurance that we can sleep with our doors and windows open. Now we're looking to create additional support mechanism to keep them outside of your home, them from coming to dusk, gun down your family. With so many unanswered cases of murder in Jamaica, Jeffrey, we have to do something new. The Vice Principal of Excelsior was said to go water her flowers when an unknown individual walked up to her and bullied her. Just think about what that family is going through. Not being able to bring somebody to justice for the injustice that was done to that family.
Look, do you believe that is now they should call on the Minister of National Insecurity and the Deputy Prime Minister to tender his resignation?
It shouldn't even be an answer, Jeffrey. If you're in a position in any organization and you're not producing the result, nobody should have to call. But this minister needs to go, and we need to see somebody who is going to come up with a crime plan that involves both your local and your international community. There are persons out there with expertise in security. Have we used those people in a strategic way to help us to craft a comprehensive crime plan that can help to stem out crime out of this country? But one of the things I remember somebody saying to me, where crime pay, crime stay. How many people are benefiting from the crime that is happening in Jamaica, and how many of it funds election campaigns and put people into key position? It's a non-starter question. I believe that the minister should take a great amount of responsibility, limit office, and really put somebody in there who is going to help us to put not just a dent, but to somehow come up with a way to combat the mindset of those who are tearing this country heart and soul, piece to piece, and feeding it to us every day as a healthy diet for us to digest. That this now is the culture of Jamaica. You just shoot people. Anybody where you know, like, you just shoot that individual, and it's okay.
Based on all that you're seeing now, Mr. Cook, is it that Jamaica is on the brink of becoming a state like Haiti?
Has Jamaica not been a state like Haiti? That is the question. Different scenario, but from the 1980s leading up to now, we have seen uptick in terms of how emboldened people are. When you think about people going out there in daylight and robbing entities, or you see police who go there having a conversation with an unarmed citizen. A minute later, you hear gun, and the citizen is shot down, and the family is saying, but he never had a gun. Never had a gun because he had the camera footage. Or a man in one of our uptown so-called area shot down in daylight. Have we not been Haiti for a long time and just glassing it over because we're not seeing the obvious demonstration in the street, we're not seeing the burning, we're not seeing a lack of regard for the authority, but aren't we demonstrated the same pattern for a long time? And if you look, what is Jamaica crime plan? What has been Jamaica crime plan over the last 3 decades? It's basically a carryover from the whole archaic crime plan. I don't even think you can go find a crime plan. There are some pillars that have been set out, but we have not achieved any of those. Why we don't have more public cameras in public spaces? How do we zone off those places? How do we now identify the key players in those areas? And what are their association with the state that continue to give them the sort of security and the freedom? I mean, if you just listen to the interview after Vibes Cartel was released, there is one lady who is saying him never kill a judge, him never kill an accountant, him never kill a minister really a lizard, animal lizard part. So what? So everybody feels so bad that if him kill lizard, who is lizard? Lizard was just a dirty criminal himself who time would have come and catch up on him. So if that is the mentality of Jamaicans, that even if even if the evidence is circumstantive, the majority of well-thinking Jamaica feel that Vibes Cartel, and he basically said it, that we were chanting crucify him. He's now in St. Vincent and the Grenadine eating with the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, one of our more forward-thinking Caribbean leader. So are we normalizing this behavior? Hence, the question now, is it that we are becoming Haiti? We have been Haiti and for a long time, but we're normalizing it because we have accepted that this is the new paradigm shift, and so there is nothing can be done. It has to just run until the time comes for it to expire or to be retired. But the truth of the matter, Jeffrey, is a decision for a country. It's a decision for the individual. It's a decision for the community. It's a decision for the authorities to now look at what we need to come up with, a vision of a more cohesive, transparent, and functioning Jamaica that don't have this holding back the progress of the Jamaican people who are suffering, because it's the first time we see a prime minister who take on the maroon. So there are a lot of things that are the precedents that are being set, Jeffrey. I don't think we can walk it back, but we need some big people to come into the discussion so we can make some big people decision that is going to benefit all and not just some.
What I want to ask you, Dolo, we haven't heard anything from the Commissioner of Police. Did he resign or we didn't know?
No, so since him take office, he has been one of the most quiet commissioner of police. The quietness that comes from this commissioner is actually deafening, and one has to beg to ask, when you say a man have 4 or 5 degree and belt, is he the best guy for the job? Because you would have anticipated with all of the recent and furious criminal situation that you would have want a commissioner who basically can hold some amount of influence over not just de-escalating but solution-based program that is going to deal with crime and criminality at every level. But I don't know, maybe him doing the assessment of what is comprehensive planning, but as a public servant, I wonder why we can't hold him to books and ask him, say, if you can't come up with something that convince us that you really know what you're doing, then it's not just the minister. You need to go as well.
And when you look on the whole scenario, Sir Luke, the Prime Minister was the Minister of Defense, held several press conferences pertaining to the first mass shooting in this country where 8 people were murdered. You don't hear nothing from the Prime Minister with this next mass shooting. And is it that the Prime Minister keep on coming and having these press conferences and nothing is being done? He believes that having these state of emergency will assist. Your views on that? Go ahead.
Well, is it the first mass shooting? This nation never witnessed 32 people packed in the Denham Town Centre in one of the worst situations we ever see, where people were just being butchered on a daily basis, as if to say that the earth was so dry for blood that it thirsts. And so we as a nation mourn.
Hello, Luke. Oh Lord, Luke. Luke. We're speaking to Luke George Cook, human rights activist. I think we have lost him. Mr. Cook, are you there? I don't know what happened. We were talking to Luke George Cook a while ago, and we have lost Mr. Cook. Let's see if we can reconnect back with him. We're speaking to Luke George Cook. Our next mass shooting in Jamaica. I don't know what happened, but we have lost Mr. Cook. Our next mass shooting in Jamaica. And we asked the question, what is next in this country? Before they really take some draconian measures about these mass shooting in Jamaica. I showed you a video a couple days ago. Before I go to that video, let me show you about this news clip in here from Television Jamaica about this, the next mass shooting that happened last night. Listen to this. We ask ourselves the question, what is next?
In Catherine on Wednesday, the incident happened around 8 persons were shot, 1 fatally. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shane Masters, and here are the details. We begin this afternoon with news of yet another mass shooting in the country. 8 persons were shot, 1 fatally in Point Hill, St. Catherine on Wednesday. The incident happened around 2 a.m. at a wake being held for the grandmother of reggae artiste Christopher Martin. This attack comes just over a week after the deadly mass shooting in Clarendon. Details in this report.
The community of Backpasture in Point Hill, St. Catherine was plunged into mourning early Wednesday morning after heavily armed gunmen opened fire at a wake. The injured persons were rushed to hospital with gunshot wounds.
Me run my kitchen, sit down with the others cooking, and we go hear whole heap of barrage a shot. And then we get up and we look down to where the board was. We see everybody running to where I was. And it was just chaos. Right now, like me I walk, but I'm in a daze.
My first reaction, I left from around the back because I heard my sister here, she was screaming and calling for her children and asked where her children was. And we held on to her and said, they are here, they are there, they are there, and they are okay. And when we're there, and I heard somebody come and said to me, called my name, and she said to me, call somebody because my nephew got shot.
The gunmen continued on their rampage in the community. When the shooting subsided, 34-year-old farmer O'Neill Spencer was found dead just meters away from where the wake was held. He was described as a respectable person.
Quiet young man, me no know if me be in pass all the time and me get. Very respectful young man to me. Me no know if me no know.
In a post on his Instagram account, Christopher Martin commented on the incident, condemning the heinous act while extending sympathy to the families of those affected. The police are investigating. Carrie Simpson, TVJ News.
There you have it. And I want to show you something. That this country is in serious security crisis. Whether we like it, yes or no, it is. And whether we want to believe it or not, it is a mass shooting, Ambassador. It's not gang. There's no gang involved in this. It's mass shooting, Ambassador. I want to say good afternoon or good evening to one of Jamaica's eldest statesmen of all time who has served his country well, Ambassador Curtis Ward. Good afternoon to you, sir. And thank you for joining the program. I wish I could call you to get your views on this. But basically what is going on, Ambassador, the country is in crisis. And I think the time has come for us to call on the Minister of National Security to tender his resignation. It's time for him to go. We have 8 people murdered sometime last week. And now this is another mass shooting again, where 1 was fatal. Huh? I want you to listen to this video here done by CVM News that I showed you people a couple days ago, you know, where CVM did a history on mass shooting. I want to get back to Luke George Cook for him to get, you know, his opinion on this. On the phone. But this is what is going on in our country. Luke, welcome
Hello.
back to the program, my friend. Welcome back to the program. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Luke, I was saying to
Yeah.
you, do
Yeah.
you believe the time has come for the Jamaican people to demand the resignation of the Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police? And how is it that the Commissioner of Police is so silent in what is going on in all that's going on in Jamaica? You don't hear the Prime Minister come out with another press conference pertaining to this mass shooting again last night. Your views on that?
The resignation of the minister. Yeah, we should demand that the minister goes, because I think I was prosecuting that case, that in any situation when somebody is given a job to do, if you are not carrying out your function credible well, usually the company asks you to give up the position. As for the commissioner, I'm saying since his ascension to the office of commissioner, after the fanfare and the announcement, and that how this brother was far more qualified than even other names that were there. But isn't it time for us as a country and a people to look outside of those that have been functioning? Because is it that our public servants are so compromised that they can't dispense the office without having fear of the powers that be? Because sometimes I recognize that you might have the title, but you don't have the authority. And because politics plays a big part in the whole function of the country, I want to believe that a commissioner probably knows where some of the players are, but are they protected still by the system of the political directorate? And hence the commissioner recognizes that his tenure and service is always going to be under scrutiny from he who paid the piper who caused the tune. Can we ever have a crime situation in which there's not that overarching influence of politics? Can politicians sign a convention that says that if I knowingly know criminals, I'm going to give them up? I'm from history, the only politician we know who were paperless themselves was Mr. Seaga when he was having problem with a particular set of people in his constituency. But there is too much linkage between criminal gang and the political directorate. And I believe that although they say that there are policies, I would ask you, Jeffrey, to ask for a crime plan, a comprehensive crime plan that has been put out there with the involvement of citizens, both locally and abroad.
I think their crime plan. I think their crime plan, Sir Luke, is Plan Jamaica. That's their crime plan.
Yeah, but that's not a crime plan.
And you know the funniest thing to look? We hear about all of this what is going on. Have we heard the PNP come out and tell us their crime plan if they should gain state power tomorrow morning?
The challenge with that is always if you come out with something, you run the risk of saying what it is that you have for your opponent to take it. But at this point, you have to put Jamaica above that. You make sure that you own it, you own the right to the copyright of it. And go out there and start to do your messaging and galvanize the support from the people. But what I would love to see is town hall meetings, both locally and abroad, of just asking the citizens of the country to participate, to say, how would you like us to tackle crime, and what are some of the things that we need to include? Instead of this rush for a revived constitution that removes king, let us rush and look at making sure that essentially crime, environment, education, and health is addressed, and food security. Certainly, just look at those, but that's not the focus. That this transition is to grow the economy and to show your opponent. The opposition is not even opposition. Mr. Gordon has said that it's partisan. A 15-seat margin to the people who have greater power in the House, and a country in which the Speaker and the Prime Minister is a husband and wife. The opposition looks fledgling, a fledgling opposition, and it's time for the people. It's the people's power that must determine the course of action that is going to get us to where we need to go.
But when you look on all of this, look, you don't see wherein, if they don't have a crime plan, you don't see wherein they sit down and have a very royal talk about what is going on in the country when it comes down to the security apparatus. You don't see they said, okay, we need to have dialogue with the opposition. We need to have dialogue with civil society. We need to have dialogue with members of the Jamaican diaspora to bring a concrete solution to the crime pandemic this country faces.
A very royal talk, Jeffrey, no. It has to be, national security has to do with every citizen in the country. What affects one affects all. And therefore, you can't leave it to government. A national security plan must be a plan that is almost like a constitution. It must read that the citizen must always protect their rights. I see here in America more, everybody start to talk about the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. And I see in Jamaica where it's almost contingent and everybody now applying for a gun. But is that going to be the problem? Is that going to bring a solution to the problem? Or should it be, we need to basically have an agreement driven by a vision that we can have safer communities, so we can have a safer society. Just look at what is happening right now in St. Elizabeth, where the people are out of line following the passage of Daryl, and yet still them getting right bill that is more than what them get when them actually had the service. But it puts them into a very vulnerable position of, I mean, with the high level of burglary, and so people have to be scrambling to try to find a solution to the problem, to their problem. So I don't think what I basically I said, Jeffrey, I don't think it should leave out us. opposition and government go up there royal. It's not impactful. These royal talks take precedence all the time. But the country is kept out of the decision making. And you must remember that it is people who vote for its government and they craft plans. But you can't craft a plan now and don't include the people, because we as a country have to determine the direction that we're going. And we have to help those who we put in power to continue to look at recommendations, because there are people out there who are skilled in the art of this. When you talk about people like Finsey Smith and other people who have a wealth of expertise, how we start to look at the fact that if you look right across North America and Europe and Africa, there are roughly 10 more million Jamaicans, persons who are of Jamaican descent, who might be working in these areas and have developed skill set that can be useful in helping us to solve our situation. And why aren't we creating a place where those people can have a stake in helping to guide us to look at some innovations or solutions that are possibly going to work? But we can't leave it to them alone, Jeffrey, because right now it's out of control. People not even want to leave them yard to go social event anymore. You don't even want to go stop by your friend for go have a drink in a bar anymore. The mindset is the more and more them push against us, we have become cowards and we have learned to become fearful. And when you look at this small minority of people holding a country's development back, the last assessment them say 7,000 people who are in organized gang. Now, if you take the police force alone, you talk about 12,000. If you take the JD, you're talking about another 13 to 15,000. If you take the people now who have private firearm, you're talking about.
If you take the parliament, it's another gang again.
If you take the firm, if you take the firm, yeah man, you know you want them come on my yard, come. Or them can't find me, because sometimes you have to be careful how you talk in Jamaica now. Because retribution, them people, them so vindictive and paranoid that retribution.
Look, it's not only them is vindictive, you know. You have people around who is very vindictive too, you know.
No, well, it's the name and nature, you know. Part of the residue of slavery is that we learn self-hate. I have yet to see unconditional love as a practice, and people showing that to err is human, and therefore we not go for the jocular. We can show love and compassion. But just think about it, Jeffrey. If we all sit down and we are hopeful, where is the venue? Where is the invitation for your citizens to come and to speak truth to life and to say, I would like for us to consider this. I would like for us to consider that. You know, yesterday I was listening to a situation where the family of that student in Clarendon, that was the student that was killed by a fellow student, or I was talking to parents who were trying to get their children transferred from Kingston Technical High School because of the stabbing. I remember one father said, my daughter is so traumatized by the incident of watching the stabbing and how it was instant replay right across everybody who had a phone screen who could watch it in real time another female student stabbed the other one to death and thought nothing of it. Our children are paying a bitter price for the sour seed that we have sown. So, as the scripture said, the parents suck the sour grape and put the children teeth on edge. The firm has sucked the sour grape because we never said it at the outset. That's wrong, and you're not to do it. Hence, now we're paying the chicken has come home to roost, and it doesn't stop. And today I was talking to a lady that says, back in the 80s, we don't kill kids, we don't rape 86-year-old women. The men who went out to commit the atrocity knew who they were going for, identified who they were going for. But now it's an open field, nobody.
Because these young men believe that the power that they have lies behind the trigger of a gun. And somebody said to me, one of my keep on callmen said to me, if they can't get to the top of Riverton Dump, they only get to the bottom of Riverton Dump. The top of Riverton Dump they're the one who's giving the weapon to these young people. And there comes a time in our country, Salo, that the Jamaican state must call on the head of the government to say, hey, you cannot continue like this as Prime Minister, presiding over a state that is going down a slippery path and a slippery slope. Go ahead.
But Jeffrey, if you must remember that you are being targeted, and more and more people are fearful of talking to the powers that be. I agree with you. At some point, we have to develop the backbone. We can't be weak jellyfish people every day. And certainly, I mean, things like crime prevention, neighborhood policing, road safety, building confidence between the state and the police and government. The challenge is, there is a lot to be bridged. Antisocial behaviors that we're seeing. We're seeing. I just finished talking to a lady who told me one of the most heart-wrenching stories. And we hear it every day, but every time I hear it, I feel it's only for the grace of God that I don't feel a sense of hopelessness. But it stirs in me a fight that you have to fight. Her daughter went to a local chicken shop on Saturday night, and somehow between going to the chicken shop, she met up with some friends of hers, and she had her cousin, she had her auntie baby, and those kids went missing right around 9 o'clock in the night. And then the following morning, a neighbor saw a man coming with the baby and look as if he was going to put the baby in a nearby bush and call an alarm, and the men in the community sort of grabbed him. And it led to them taking him to the house where he had the young lady in the house, and what was said, the mother said, and sir, she's in her period. And so even in that stage, that you didn't have compassion as a human being to allow her to go take care of herself. You thought of your sick need. And the mother was basically saying, and the community has turned against my daughter because she had behavioral problem. And so often, as a single mother, because this mother is a mother of 5, as a single mother, I'm glad that the men rush to arrest the situation. But when I talk about the collective security, this is why if we had cameras in public spaces, we probably could have seen the free flow of movement and see the pain of a family now in total turmoil. I mean, the sisters are at each other. They no longer want to talk to each other because, you know, the auntie of the child, you can imagine your 4-year-old gone and you don't know if you ever going to see that child. I know in the state of Jamaica, you don't know if it's going to end up in human trafficking or it's going to end up, the child is going to end up being murdered and the organs of that child harvest to be sold to a black market culture that was not predominantly Jamaican. Where we don't go, we hear about black heart man and then tell us that you for walking and black, but it shows that there has to be a urgent need for community safety, and one of that is knowing where people are, watching the movement, anything you see out of place, and the fact that the young lady was lured to this young man's house. Somebody must have seen her on the baby and should have been able to say, this no normal, all right, we know so she probably have come. And then, you know, I'm so happy now that the police have said, we're not giving you a bail. Okay, we're going to make sure that it goes to the court, you're tried and prosecuted because you're charging for kidnapping, the endangerment of a child and so forth. So we all have a part to play.
And when
we all have a part to play.
And when you look into that, because we're going to switch gear to the last topic of the day is JPS. But when you look on what is going on, Luke, I see we're in right now, our people are fed up of the system in our country. We're going to switch to JPS, where JPS has been sending the Jamaican people. We don't have long on the program here because I'm getting a wrap-up signal from the bigger boss ahead. And you know, when the bigger boss talk, Luke, we have to abide by the bigger boss, you know, Luke. Anyway, Luke, you're not answering me that one there.
Look, you feel part of the tune, so if you're getting wrap-up signal, the truth of the matter, that is one of the most.
Hold on, Luke. We are going to touch on the auditing that has been ordered into JPS. I want you to listen to something here. There was a press conference this morning with the Minister of Technology, Daryl Vaz, and I want you to listen to the clip in here.
In the meantime, head of the St. Catherine North Division, Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, says the incident is not due to a reprisal, but a feud between community members. Amidst claims and counterclaims between the government and the Jamaica Public Service Company over the hike in electricity bills for some JPS customers in July, the government will be launching a special audit into the increase. Energy Minister Daryl Vaz made that declaration at a press conference at the minister's head office in St. Andrew this morning. Kalisha Williams was there.
Thank you. So the press conference ended a few minutes ago, and I will start with the action the government will be taking. So many of you may be aware that a lot of JPS customers saw a drastic increase in their July bills. Some saw as much as 100% increase in their bills for July after the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Well, Energy Minister Daryl Vaz said a few moments ago that the government will be launching a special audit into the increase in the July bills for JPS customers. I know many of you would also remember that JPS had explained that the reason for the increase in the JPS bills for July was due to fuel charges, because they had to switch from liquefied natural gas, LNG, to automotive fuel, diesel fuel, ADO, in preparation for Hurricane Beryl. And ADO, according to JPS, is twice as expensive as LNG. And they wrote to the Finance Ministry expressing those concerns that customers would see an increase because they had to switch to ADO. Well, Mr. Vaz also indicated that JPS applied for and got a 91% concession, which worked out to be about over $350 million, which would reduce the burden on customers. Mr. Vaz also indicated that based on his conversation with Petrojam, customers should only have seen a 6% increase in their bills. So he's rejecting the claims by JPS that the reason behind the increase was due to increase in fuel charges. Now, I'll have more updates on this story in Primetime News at 7.
Thanks, Kalisha. Now, more news from the energy sector. Despite its announcement of a probe into billing practices of the JPS, the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, continues to face criticisms from the Energy Minister. Daryl Vaz says the OUR's performance in protecting JPS customers has been a disaster. Giovanni Dennis has this TVJ News follow-up.
Since taking charge of the energy portfolio, Daryl Vaz believes regulator, the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, has inspired little confidence.
Based on my experience in Beryl, and I can only speak for myself as a minister personally, yes, the OUR has been absolutely a disaster in protecting the customers of the JPS in this Beryl saga.
Mr. Vaz is taking issue with the tone of the OUR's response to concern he raised with the entity regarding protection of vulnerable customers struggling since Beryl.
Their statements are very clear that after the recovery and the restoration is when they will do their deep dive and come up with whether or not there is need for regulatory change, legislative change, or any sanctions that will be imposed on JPS. That alone tells the whole story. So who is protecting the people?
Mr. Vaz says despite his outcries and appeals, he feels toothless.
No bite. I only have bark. And I've been barking, I've been writing, and the fact of the matter is that nothing has changed. And the reason for that is because the OUR reports to the Cabinet Office. It doesn't report to the minister or the ministry or the Prime Minister. It reports to the Cabinet Office, and therefore there's a firewall between the ministry, the government, and the OUR and JPS.
In the meantime, Mr. Vaz says he has been meeting with the new president and CEO of JPS, and he is giving him time to improve the service of the light and power company.
The opportunity now to review what has taken place in relation to these bills that have been sent out and to make a conscious decision as to how we go forward. And I've indicated that to him that in no uncertain terms. He can either continue with the old JPS, or he can come in and revolutionize the JPS and how they think and how they treat their customers.
Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.
Mr. Cook, your views on that, sir?
Jeffrey.
Yes.
Look, in a couple years ago, the late Betty Ann Blaine and other concerned citizens took a petition for the reorganization or the restructuring of JPS and an end to the monopoly that JPS have. We're a country that is boasting 62 years since independence, and we have one water supplier and we have one electric supplier. While we have at least a dozen cable suppliers, we only have one of the two others. It is sad that it took Beryl for it to become a topic that we have put as a priority, but just imagine if you had a country in which the government had looked at alternative energy supply and what that is going to mean to a pensioner, what is that going to mean to a returning resident, what it's going to mean to a person with disability, what does it mean to a family who is poor. And so, again, all of this has to do with the collective responsibility of us as a citizen to push back against government who makes empty promises like term limit. Every member of parliament and their council should come up with an energy plan, and it is time that we look at stop creating monopoly with big entities like JPS and other entities of this nature, so that at least that the citizens have a right to choose who supplies their energy, who supply their water. When you hear that the reservoir is old and outdated, you have to ask yourself, what to our engineers, what to our talented people in Jamaica? Shouldn't we have borrowed some money long ago instead of building a highway for people to get their home after them work hard and buy a house? You have to pay 2 and 3 towards sometime now. And shouldn't we have invested that money into sort of a water reservoir, alternative light sourcing? So the OUR can report, and the JPS said, we wrote to the Minister of Finance, and certainly the Minister of Energy might have been CC on it. Did the minister thought it fit to come to the nation to say?
Hold on, Luke. Based on what we get into the press conference this morning, the letter that JPS wrote was only sent to the Minister of Finance. It was never CC to the higher up of the JPS. It was never CC to the minister. It was never CC to the Prime Minister's office. It was the financial person at JPS who wrote the letter. So nobody knew that JPS was going to give the Jamaican people a high electricity bill come August.
Yeah, but while we can look at the deficiency in that, upon receipt of the letter at the Ministry of Finance, then the minister should have recognized and sent back a letter. Did you see the minister's response to say that, while I note a receipt of letter dated that and that, I would also beg that you send this to the you CC it to the various party, because whatever that decision to be made, we have to make a public announcement to the Jamaican people, because those are the people we are answerable to.
And the Minister of Finance said that he did not get such letter from JPS either.
Look here, the cat and mouse game now help we. So let me tell you, dog a set and long here hide it. Too much people in other people pocket, and too much tit for tat and butter for fish, but nothing substantial that is going to get us to move on and live a far more productive life than this. This is not a banana republic where that not even party shop run better than that now. So if the minister can say he never get the letter, they need to sanction JPS and then make them pay back out the money to the OUR, and the OUR find an effective way of reimbursing the customers. Because me can't say I'm gonna get like I'm still a pay like bill.
You know, don't think Riverton Dump is running better than JPS. But the time has come for the government of Jamaica, Mr. Cook. For far too long, the Jamaica Public Service Company has been milking the people of this country. And if the two political parties, my final say on the program here this evening, if the two political parties had meant the people of this country well, they would have borrowed some money and built a solar power plant in Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. They don't mean the people well. And there's the time has come for the Jamaican people to stand up and say enough is enough. Go ahead for me, sir.
But Jeffrey, yeah, again, Mr. Theatre, the population of Jamaica in and out of Jamaica is roughly 10 million people. If you did that, all of them 10 million, everybody people, they should put 25. No, them say 2 million people in America, 2 million, roughly 2.1 in Britain alone, and then you have at least 2 million people in Canada, so that are 6, and then here them say we are a population of 3.9. The population went down, but them can't tell us where it gone, and what does that mean for growth and development. But say that you had 10 million people, and if you take a census of that and take everybody, couldn't you have a partnership with the Jamaican that we buy and build Jamaica? We create the solar plants, we create the water supply, we get our best and brightest engineer in both areas and people with expertise, and we look at renewable energy in an effective way. We look at the water supply in an effective way. Imagine Mass John down and Moko still not get water and a fair put in bucket and in head tap for carry water, and him have to make 10, 15 trips. Think of the child in one of these far out places in one of these rural districts who's sure a morning time before you go to school. It's to carry water and go fill up the drum so that the other people can get water to bathe. And these political parties are still the party of the people. When they turn on the taps in their house, them get water. When Beryl come, them generator and them solar lights are up. Remember one former minister, when you look at him house top, there's no place on that house top for put one next solar panel, you know. He fully come up for the good. So why is it that
you mean the one who said youthful exuberance?
Why is it that the people who we send to the offices they are rich and yet still them want to preach perpetual poverty to the Jamaican people? We have to take collective security. Bamal is a collective security for surety.
Indeed.
We have to push back against. We have to push back against the monopolies, and so the question is: are we becoming guilty? Have we ever not been Haiti? And that is the assessment we need to take. Just think of all the things that have been done. Walter Radcliffe plane couldn't have been grounded. Kissinger man tried to get Michael Manley onto a ship. Jamaica at the center of the Cold War. We fought for the end of apartheid, and yet still we ended up creating apartheid of our people and the oppression of our people. We would never see a Morant Bay insurrection again because them know where you live and we kill your picnic right in front of you. And so you're teaching a perpetual state of fear. In a totalitarian system of government around Jamaica. If you set something in a life, I just send my goons come kill you.
Yes, and our final saying this now is that when you see what is going on in Jamaica, they also sell out the watershed in St. Anne and Miami Bay to the Chinese to build luxury houses. And the Jamaican people says nothing about it. Only Dr. Devon Taylor and a group of people in St. Anne stood up and say enough is enough. You don't see the residents of St. Anne stand up and say, no man, this can't work. And that is why I said this morning, I apologize. Sell it, Andrew. Sell every single one of them from Negril Point to Moran Point. If you can't sell the river and then the Caribbean Sea too. Because we're a bunch of idiots in this country. 800 rooms they're going to build. Luke, your final say before we go, my good friend.
Well, maybe I will be sold on the next shift, so I'm going to buy some oil my body because I realize that we're in a campaign of selling. But no, we must still respond to duty's call, and we have to help our people to understand, because Jeffrey, I tell you, you probably pay more attention to what is happening to the country, and that is why so many people listen to these programs to get a better understanding, because you would not know just the underlying deals that go on in this country, and it's only when it is brought out in a public forum like this people are aware. But when you become aware, the fact that you have knowledge, it must spawn you to become responsive. And I tell you the truth, as I walk the length and breadth of this country and I talk to people, the Jamaican people are just at the place where apathy has crept in and they just don't see any hope. And so the liquor that is left, them just say, you know what, let us try to find something that we can frame and hold on to. So thanks to fearless warriors like you and your listening audience who have taken on the fight. And so as you run with the baton, Jeffrey, let us continue to champion that hope will find itself alive and well again, and people will find it in their heart to see that they also have to join in the fight. Inspire them. Use this platform to inspire them to fight, because when you listen to the news in Jamaica, you can be depressed and severely depressed.
Yes. But you know something, Luke, and I think that is why a lot of Jamaicans don't listen to the news, eh? You Luke?
Say that again.
I think that is why a lot of Jamaicans don't listen to the news.
I'm not hearing that part.
I said
say it slowly.
I said I think that's why a lot of Jamaicans don't listen to the news.
They don't, and Jamaicans are looking for something, a vision. They're looking for. I think we have all given up on Vision 2030 because it was written by the plutocrat and the Vumvava and the Vumvavi, but not by the ordinary Jamaicans. And so we have to give Jamaicans something to be inspired about, and we have to be successful at one thing. So Michael Manley had planned the first Labor Day, and they didn't know how successful it was, and hence we have a Labor Day that is on the calendar. We need to give this generation a social justice education on what is right and decency, and with the one inspiring project in Jamaica, where we can inspire the heart and mind of Jamaican to believe in the thought of possibility. I'm a promise. I'm a bunch of potentiality. We need to inspire. Right. We need to inspire people that way. It cannot be that we wait for the second coming of our Creator. It must start with me. It must start with me, and I must be the change that I want to see happening in the world.
Mm-hmm. My good friend, Sir Luke George Cook, human rights activist who continue to speak truth to power. Thank you for coming on short notice, sir.
All right, sir.
Thank you. That's Luke George. Walk good, my friend. That's Luke George Cook, human rights activist, for coming onto the program here. We're going to open the phone lines and take about 2 to 3 calls, and we're going to close the program. The numbers to call is 954-529-8030. What is your views on the mass shooting that happened on Wednesday night, where one person died because of that mass shooting? And your views on the Jamaica Public Service Company. Should the government of Jamaica build a solar power plant for Jamaica? What do you think the Jamaican government should pertain to the crime situation in Jamaica? Do you believe that the Minister of National Security, Dr. Harris Chang, and the Commissioner of Police should tender their resignation? Call us and let us know. If not, then we're going to close the program for this afternoon. The numbers to call is also a WhatsApp number, 954-529-8030. 954-529-8030. That's the numbers to call on the Mek Wi Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We speak truth to power over here. Like, share, and subscribe to the Mek Wi Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Your views on what is going on in the land of wood and water. Yes, so Luke came on for a short time, and he had us to go because we're going to close the program also. Don't worry yourself. We're going to bring back Luke onto the program, man. I know you all love when Luke come onto the program. We're going to bring him back onto the program. But, you know, sometimes Luke have to do some things. You know, I want to say good afternoon to my good friend, my classmate, my schoolmate, my high school sweetheart. Back in the days, we were going to school together. Miss Roseanne, good afternoon to you. I know she's watching us. Good afternoon to all my school friends and all my schoolmates who I went to school with. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Sir Robert Finch Smith. See if I can get Sir Smith on the phone here and have his views on what is going on. Hopefully, I don't know if I can get him. I don't know if he can answer the phone. Sir Smith, good afternoon to you, sir. You're live on air. Your views on the mass shooting last night.
Yes, I just heard about it a couple hours ago.
And do you think that this is a gang related, or there's just something that's going on in the country, sir?
I'm not entirely certain. I'm looking at it from the point of view of an isolated incident that we haven't quite found the motive of yet. But including only two perpetrators.
All right.
So it's not like a whole tornado that people descended and tried a thing.
Yes, yes.
What has happened is that people looking for someone in particular and just randomly open fire. Because I'm told that there was a young man hiding. When he thought everything had calmed down and got out to go to his house, that's when they killed him.
Oh, Lord. My God.
It is entirely possible they could have come for him. When people start opening fire randomly like that in a crowd, they themselves are cowards, you know. They're afraid. So they decide to remain in the upper hand by the shooting anything them see.
But Sir Smith, when you look at all what is going on in Jamaica, sir, isn't this a breakdown of the security apparatus of our country? And do you think it's time for us to say to the minister, it's time for you to go?
I don't want to enter into that discussion because anything along that line, people are going to politicize.
Yes.
I think in not just security, but in other areas. The day Jamaica starts going to performance-based pay is when everything will start to level up. If you get a job and you're supposed to perform to certain criteria and you don't, then your salary will reflect it. Most times it doesn't reflect.
Yes.
And you find that in Jamaica, when people get a work and they're not called upon to produce results to justify the remuneration, they can just go to sleep. No pun intended.
All right, Sir Smith. Thanks for coming on.
You're most welcome, sir.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Good evening, Miss P. How you doing? You're live on air.
Yeah, man, me live with them.
Your views on the mass shooting
But
again?
you remember, Mr. Bailey did tell us that we are going to have one next, we are going to have more. So, you know, surprise to me. Miss Bailey did say in the conference that there will be more, and still there are going to be more. All right? That we can't talk long.
All right, Miss B. Thanks much.
All right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me call back this person who was calling us. Talk program. You're live on air. Good afternoon. You're live on air. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. As we listen to the solar power issue, pardon me for this song because I'm on the outdoors, but I'm somewhat slightly indoors.
Yes, sir.
Jamaica has come too far for far too long. We need leaders. We need leaders with vision. The solar power concept is far better. It's far environmentally friendly. It's far sustainable. We get roughly 30 days of pure sunshine. And the matter about said they want to mine iron on the southern coast of the island.
You know,
When this has become the norm.
You know,
Is it that we disrespect our own national anthem verse that talk about give us rich and lest we perish?
So your views, sir, that it's best that the Jamaican government build at least 3 solar power plants in the 3 counties of Jamaica then?
Well, it can be 4. It can be 4 zones. You have metropolitan Jamaica that include Kingston, St. Andrews, St. Catherine, and part of St. Thomas, Eastern Jamaica, Central Jamaica, and Western Jamaica.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's 3 counties: Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey.
Well, yeah. But even though Kingston St. Andrews by himself, he need his own space. But the truth is, we need that concept. 1, windmills. We have wind farm. We have parts of St. John we can set up wind farm as well. In the hillside. Yeah? We can't even drop some windmill out of sea too. I see them reach in the Netherlands and other parts of the world. We have some large wind turbines out in the sea, which is part of the country's territorial area. Hey, that's why headless city has to open a cabinet song. And if we stop it.
Let me ask you a question, caller. Another mass shooting in the country after a week ago. There was a mass shooting of 8 people was murdered. Now another mass shooting, 8 people. 1 is fatal. Your views on that, sir? Do you think the government of Jamaica is really securing the people of Jamaica? And do you think the Minister of National Security should resign?
Well, let's see. Then for let go the bad. Let go. Gives people who are sensible. We have understand about security. You cannot give America doctor a job like that. Come on. You need somebody who have clear understanding about national security. Like what things this way. Or even the man in charge of Mackay security, Dr. Mackay.
Yes.
Come on, man. Where's the respect? Hey, we always these ministers to take up some of them own friend to be in certain position. Huh? I'm not going now here's a rumor say that same subject that they want to sit on it up, politically appointed. Not talking the commercial police. I'm talking the next one. Who is the medical doctor? We have some friends involved in some unscrupulous thing, but me have to send a WhatsApp message, and from that son out, we can dissect it further.
Yes.
And then
Don't go no further and hear with it. Just send me the WhatsApp message, please.
I will do that.
Yes.
Stay, sir. My brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks much. Thank you. Wow. The nation is in. Jamaicans are crying out from all walks of life that enough is enough. Enough is enough. Somebody just sent me something a while ago. The Jamaica Constable Force top priority is to search and find anybody who disrespect Andrew. Is that so? Is that so? Good evening. Welcome to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Tavares. How are you doing?
I am here looking and living like the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins. The center cannot hold. Mayor and occupant the land, sir.
You know, I've been I've taken to YouTube to listen to some of his old programs, and you know what I find very interesting is that the way how he would interview like Edward Seaga, PJ Patterson. I find that with this current prime minister, you dare not talk to him like that. Asking certain questions.
No,
but in any event,
no, hold on for me. Hold on for me. They're afraid to ask him because if he dare come over here, sir.
Yes, we know. But in any event, though, I see that you're talking about the about that mass shooting.
Yes.
And even though I don't live in Jamaica and all of that stuff, I still follow up with the news. I cannot believe in just over a week we are already talking about another mass shooting. Yes, there weren't as many fatalities, but this is still disturbing. And you know that I'm very interesting.
Mhm.
If you, and I've heard this since many times on your show, if when you talk about these things and you bring it to the fore, then say why not talk about the good things or disrespecting brand Jamaica or whatever not. But the fact of the matter is, any other country, if this were to take place, even just one, even just half the numbers of the people were killed in the first up, this would be on news 24/7 cycle, at least for a month. And then something would have to they'd have to figure out something and come up with a crime plan and whatever not. Now, as you rightly stated on several occasions, Mr. Tavares, both the PNP and the GLP are the reason, as when they're in power, is the reason where we're at right now. But we also have to admit that what we're seeing happening just the last 4 or 5 years has been unprecedented. This is not something we have seen in Jamaica in recent or in the past. And I don't know what's going to happen, because this to me just seems like it's just going to be another 9-day wonder. That previous mass shooting and all of that stuff. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. I don't see the celebrities coming out to make a big deal about it and say, "Oh, let's just unite." And
What celebrities are you talking about?
the local ones in Jamaica. And all of that stuff, because usually when certain people and all of that, you see them come out and they say, "Oh, we need justice" and all of that stuff. I didn't really see anything like that. And I think the only reason why this one has gained traction is because it happened at a wake of a current popular entertainer. I have a feeling that if it was not,
I'll tell you something. Say if when I was reading it, it never, I never read the part where they say reggae artist or anything, Is my wife whispering my and saying so that he's a reggae artist? I know I didn't know who the person was. I saw it and I was saying to myself, a next mass shooting again in a population of 3 million people.
Thank you very much. You know what? What I find very interesting. I'm going to go after this so other people can listen and or call it. Someone made a threat against the Prime Minister, and he was found within a day or two. Another mass shooting has taken place. And we shall wait with bated breath. And nothing, they might find one person engaged in shootout, and then, when there'll be a national outcry, when more and more people in the upper echelons of society start to get touched. Because right now, Mr. Tavares, it's mostly the lower middle class and working class who are mostly affected. The upper class and the upper echelon of society, they have their protections and their links, and if things really in Jamaica, they can leave at a moment's notice at the top of a hat. But for anybody else and all of that,
and some of them have helicopter pad by their house, so JDF can go there for them.
What? It is. I will say this in closing though. Continue doing what you're doing, but at the same time, I just want people who are listening to understand that if you're just commenting and just not say bringing more attention to this matter, it is just going to be swept under the rug, and then maybe if there's another, and I hope to God that that's not the case, that there's another mass shooting, but it's just now becoming a point now in Jamaica where people are so desensitized. Like, I remember growing up in Jamaica, if there was a double murder or a triple homicide or something, that would make the news rounds for days, if not weeks on end. Now it's like, what? And I mean, sometimes this will find joy in misery now. Because I'm sure some people are saying that, what? But in the last one, it was 8 people killed. In this one, it's only one person who died, so it's not that bad. I'm pretty sure there's some people who are talking like that.
But between the last mass shooting where 8 people was murdered, check how many people have been gunned down since.
I followed it, but you know what? Mr. Tavares, I've been following up like on the Green and other places also. And I was like today, I think they said like 2 people were killed.
All right.
And then yesterday somebody was killed. And then I'm just like, where I am located, it's a city of 1.5 just over 1 million people. And Mr. Tavares, if we have 30 murders in 1 year, that is considered a pandemic,
Indeed.
a crime pandemic.
Yes, man.
But in Jamaica, no, it's just another time. But anyway, have a good day and continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
Let
sir.
up.
Thank you. Welcome to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Tavares.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Well, I'm telling you, I've been sitting here listening to your program, man, and I tell you, man, I'm bleeding inside. Trust me.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
When you get up this morning and you heard about another mass shooting in the country, sir, what do you feel?
All right. Waking up this morning and hearing of another mass shooting. Believe me, I don't even know how to feel. And the reason, let me explain what I mean when I say I don't even know how to feel. Because look at it this way. It's not even a week. It is not even a week since one took place, you know. And here is another one. And you want to know the hurtful thing about all of this that's happening in the country right now? If someone just come on the radio or go on social media and utter something negative about the Prime Minister, he's found within hours. Now, what is that saying about the security of this country? Are we to understand that they only solve crime when it relates to them? Because no, I mean, if I'm wrong, I stand corrected, you know. I stand corrected because it's more than on one instance we see where someone, don't get me wrong, nobody at all have the right to make no threat against nobody, moreover the Prime Minister of the country, because it doesn't matter what side you're on, whether orange or green, because I don't deal with politics.
Yes.
Whether you're on orange or green side, whoever is the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister for the whole Jamaica. Whether you want to accept it or not. But my God, come on, man. When I look at even the JPS system right now, I mean, this has been going on for years. For years, this monopoly has been robbing people knee blind, and nothing has been done to it. If it wasn't a case.
And do you believe?
Go ahead.
Do you believe nothing has been done about JPS? Do you believe that something will be done about these mass shooting around the country, sir?
Mr. Tavares, listen to the man. I heard your caller before said something about why how can they give a medical doctor the position of Minister of Security. Listen to me, man. I wouldn't state it like that, because let me tell you, most of these positions, they have advisors. So even if you are not the best at it, at least you have advisors that can advise you. If you are interested in making a difference in that capability. But from what we're seeing, we're not seeing where those who are in charge of those positions care less more than when somebody die or a mass shooting like this. You see them come on news or then go into the area and all of them congregate, and then 2-3 days from that, we hear nothing of it again. 9-day wonder. Are we going to sit around and allow this country to go down into the depths like 80? Because we certainly ain't far from it. And if you, whether on social media or any program, you come and try to speak sense into some of these people, you know, the first thing that they run out to do, some when attack you say, you're a PNP or you're a JLP, and come on, that they can't see past politics or this political trickery and see what they really want for the country of Jamaica.
I don't know, but the people, and what I'm fearing, sir, because these young people who believe that the power that they have lies behind the trigger of a gun. I don't want them to decide to go into a school and shoot up a school, God forbid. And that is why we are calling the government of Jamaica, if you cannot help, ask for external help.
But that is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying, you know. It goes right back to the argument that I just said, you know. in terms of the security minister. If you are not careful to handle the situation, there must be some advisor in your ministry that can come up with something other than you that can say, let us try to do this a different way. Because all I'm seeing in Jamaica is whenever we have an issue like this, you see a state of emergency is imposed in the area, and that's it. I've driven past several state of emergency places, and all I see is soldiers on their cell phone, on the internet, and social media.
Why they have these state of emergency, you know? Somebody within the Labour Party who has helped them to win the election have a yama food.
Have mercy. So we gone. I right now for the country, you know. Every man have to eat a food.
Yes. So
because don't get it wrong, you know. Don't get it wrong, you know. Crime is a big business, you know. Crime is a big business. Oh. So we don't need to play naive and act like we don't know what's going on. We know what's going on. I mean, I can't believe that we decide to give. We decide that we're going to try something new because over the years, we've seen this one and that one come and do the same thing. And we decide to try something new and it come like it's to our own detriment.
From 1932, sir, I've been swapping black dog for monkey in this country.
My point exactly. My point exactly. And you know the earthful thing about what's happening right now? You want to know? Let me tell you the earthful thing is what's happening in Jamaica right now. Because you see, power can be contagious. And you see, a person that's not used to power, when you put power in their hands, you know, and them feel how powerful them becoming, you know, you'll be surprised that this person that you thought you'd never see change to be this person. When they get power, is a totally different thing, you know. And that's where it is very dangerous because the most dangerous person in life, you know, is a person that has power and feels like they're about to lose that power. That is one of these. Come like when you can't have a mongoose now and can't and you have nowhere else to go. You have to defend yourself, you know.
The nation is in crisis, sir.
Of course it is.
And
of course it is.
Our young children are not safe. I have been saying this from the first mass shooting. Prime Minister Michael Andrew Holness call a national day of prayer and fasting for this country.
No, but sir,
you, sir, you don't pay me no mind. Go ahead, sir.
You know, realize that these people are not even, as you mentioned, the young people. Remember, it's not like back in our days, you know, when we were God-fearing people and we were raised on Bible laws and teaching and stuff like that. These young people they're not even read Bible. And the farther you are from the Almighty, you know, if the closer you are to destruction.
Maybe
I know of some youngsters, you know.
Yes.
They're speaking. I'm going to show you the mindset of these youngsters right now and how serious trouble we are in. I've heard youngsters right now who their statement is anything after 25 is bonus, which means if they live past 25, it's bonus. What is that telling you?
My God.
What is that telling you? They are not thinking about no future. They are not thinking about no family. They are not thinking about nothing like that. So you see, we are in serious trouble. I'm not going to hold the line for too long because other people might want to get in, but that is just my little 2 cents. And I really appreciate your program, sir.
Thank you very much. I hope you like, share, and subscribe to the program.
Definitely. Have yourself a wonderful day. I'll be still here listening.
Yes, sir. But before you go, what is your words to the Jamaican people, to the Prime Minister of Jamaica about this mass shooting?
My word to the Prime Minister right now is we've seen too much of the same. We need to see something new that we can put our finger on and say, all right, yes, this is something new, different from what we've been seeing with all of this state of emergency, because it's not making no difference. And if you continue on this part, I'm a father of kids, you know. And if we continue on this path, we will not be able to grow our kids in this country of Jamaica land that we love. So, you know what, sir? You have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll be right here listening just the same, sir.
Thank you very much for calling in, sir. God bless.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. A nation is in crisis. Whether we want to believe it, yes or no. Well, since we're all talking crap, you talk something with sense. Another mass shooting in this country. Innocent people are dying. And when you have a leadership that can't secure their people, any government, whether it be the PNP or JLP, cannot secure its people. When a government can't secure its people, cannot provide basic health care for its people, something is fundamentally wrong somewhere. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to the program. You're live.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
And now you're coaching a terror right anymore.
Want to know about it?
And the government can't call a press conference and say all church come on together and have a 3-day prayer for the country. The country need come like the country in a sacrifice, daddy. See blood, daddy.
My God.
Sacrifice, daddy. Can't let me cancel, daddy.
The nation is going down a slippery path and a slippery slope, sir.
Oh God, man, I worse. I'm in the church, come on. Not church. Want the church,
Maybe you can call them out, so maybe they will listen to you more than listen to me. So you have the privilege now. You can call out on them, sir.
The church, the country need prayer. The church, watch down the country. The church need prayer. Look here, come on. Why let me tell you something. I worse of the country, daddy. You never see so.
My God.
And it's going on one today, no. State of emergency. That's all for them plan. The country need help.
Aye.
So the government can't do something for young youth, we not do. All right. You have to say, me have to sell it to the government something. Government provide some job for the youth them. And if they now want to work, you put them in a training center.
You know, I keep on saying this to you, sir. If they approach the Chinese government, even if they only pay them minimum wage of $15,000 a week, it's still money they're getting. I mean, I can't buy nothing. But at least you can put them on some jobs in some factories and train them too. But there's nothing going on. There's no factory. There's nothing.
Not at all. Look me now, no factory below, not now below. Our greatest that we have so much money in the country. Them can't be from factory in the country and you them.
Is it that these young people, rather the fast money, where they scam people here and scam people there? Have you ever thought about it?
And what are young them? Young them just want a start. And everyone are young them. Some go on a start.
Okay.
You look like I want young them want fast money. Some want start.
May I ask you a question, sir? You have any kids or you're a young man?
I have 2 kids, man.
As a man who have 2 kids, and the ages are?
2 in school in July.
Okay. As a man who have two children, 2 kids, what would you say now to these young people who are growing up? In a country where the crime is out of hand, as what you said, there's no jobs for them, there's no factories and whatever. Last week, a mass shooting, 8 people was murdered in the country. Now this week another mass shooting. 8 people was, one dead, but the other 7 has been nursing gunshot wounds. What can you and what would you say to the people of Jamaica right now?
Right now, for the people of Jamaica right now, we need the whole government accountable because the government have a fault in the car. If you're a prime minister in a country and all no things stop things filing from the account, what can you do? What can message send to young them? If you're a prime minister, we are in a country. We are sending young with them.
Aye.
That's a worst thing, that's a worst part. You have a leader of the country and the man that's much corruption. What are you telling them? What are telling them? What plan you are sending you then? As a prime minister, for the country, everybody look up to you.
Mm-hmm.
The country, everyone wants to step down. I'm going to advise our country. I call for the prime minister to step down. Give somebody the chance, brother. Maybe to step down and move up. Give a different somebody from the country. If I was one of the right party, but I didn't even go earlier. Like now.
All right, my friend. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, bad brother.
Thank you. You can hear the views of well-thinking Jamaicans who are fed up and sick and tired. The numbers to call is 954-529-8030. Your views on the mass shooting in Jamaica and your views on the Jamaica Public Service Company. This exorbitant amount of electricity bill at the pin that they're charging the people. Your views on that. The number to call is 954-529-8030. It's also a WhatsApp number. Let me call back this number that was calling us. So we can get back the person who was calling us. Wow. Our nation is...
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're calling?
Yes, Mr. Jeffrey. Let me come out there, because me hearing about the gentleman talking. I'm live?
You're live on air, ma'am. You're live from Negril Point to Moran Point.
Jeffrey, good evening, man. You call all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard your pain and I feel it too, and I sympathize with how you feel. But guess what? The Jamaican people is just sitting down and taking too much. What else are they waiting on to get out there? They don't have to throw their clothes over their head and burn this, burn that, burn on the place. Peaceful demonstration. Send the message more effective. That's all. Now, again, I heard you say something about Dutch cartel. When I saw what happened, how the people get out there, how they put themselves out there, the drama, it was so dramatic. Why can't the people get out? I am hoping, as you mentioned today, that Vaz Carter would have heard this or someone pass it on to him and see if he can go out there and start something peacefully. You see, here, do something or any other entertainer, it will make a difference and the fear in the people will be gone. It's time that the people rise up. Somebody had to be brave, Jeffrey, to go out there. And I bet if one entertainer go out there, everybody going to get the courage to go out there. The message has to be sent to this government.
And
enough is enough.
And previous government.
And previous too.
And government.
They have taken Jamaica into one degradation. When Mark Bolin get this mantle, I don't know how he's going to manage. He look like Andrew. Want to carry everything down and take everything. So when Mark Bolin going, Mark Bolin, I don't know when I'm going to start or begin.
Why? Hold on there. What's the leader of opposition and the leader of the People's National Party need to do is when you go inside there, he call in a forensic audit and audit every single government entity in this country.
Every single one, just I agree.
If he start doing that in the first 100 days, then he will get my support. But as
you will get a lot of support.
But as I keep on saying to you, ma'am, I do not believe that the People's National Party will investigate the Jamaica Labour Party when they go in. That is
why would they? Why would they want to be a government with transparency? So, why would they do it? Because it has to be done with the corruption and the work now that is happening, and it has no end. Why would Mark Bowling do that? So why would he go there? Mark Bowling, if you hear me, if I got you up to, nobody take you up. Because we won't let it figure.
If the mayor for Kingston and St. Andrew, who run in the local government election, and tell the people of this country that when he get in, he will be investigating the KSMC, or what I want to call it. No investigation not go on. So no believe PNP no investigate Labour Party.
I kind of understand that, I don't know, they're under the government too,
Who?
The PNP go side of it.
How PNP can get and the PNP the power?
Well, that's the reason why I asked to make sure I'm clear on this. That means they must speak up and speak out. Because I believe more can be said, more can be done. I give it to Portia. This could not be happening under her. We have to hear that. Yeah. No man, Mr. Mark Bowling, do more.
Hold on. It is full time. The Jamaican people, both in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica, put Jamaica first. Do not put any political party first.
Yeah, move away from that.
First. You are the savior of the country. The PNP and the JLPs are the savior for Jamaica. All right, ma'am.
But Jacob, before I go, I'm just bare face, so I'm just a straight on a people face.
Blame Andrew. Andrew must.
So
hold on there for me now. I say it to them and I say it again. Because you know why I'm saying it? The Jamaican people sit down and not do nothing. They sign away 200 acres of land that have a watershed on it in St. Ann in Miami Bay.
Could be much 8,000 or something like so.
Hold on. Dr. Stephen Taylor of Jabem. To the street with some people. God bless the amount of people is there. The Chinese has the privilege now because of the north-south or north-south highway where they build. They build it and they have to get lands to help cover the cost. Me. You see, nobody come out and demonstrate about it.
Nobody say anything.
I don't blame Andrew. If Andrew wants to sell all down to the very Matabray River, sell it. A bunch of people in this country.
Yes, definitely. Too much. I want when you turn upside down, they better turn me up. I must say this too. Too much things, Jeffrey. When you mention about the oil in Jamaica, you saw Jamaica rich? And when you mention that, we wonder if many people didn't know. I heard about it before, But I wonder the vast majority of the Jamaican people knew all about this. That our country has the resources, it can be better.
Them no know
right now.
Them no know about it, and they no want to know about it. Because according to them, in a concern, them not listen to news. So if the Prime Minister wants to sell Jamaica to the highest bidder, tell the Prime Minister.
You see, this I'm not sure I get off this somebody else. Jeffrey, we're talking about, I'm not talking about a P and a J now. I'm talking about true democracy and a patriot of my country, Jamaica. We're talking about Mr. Rattigan, this and him want this and him political and that and re-election, but the truth be told, had Mr. Rattigan got in that position, Jamaica with crime would be in a better place today. Me now ask. But you want that? Because the corruption of them push on and get them at Jeffrey to go come out. And the one you come up with the one and them cronyism and nepotism and them all of that with them go on with and them friendism. And that's around things in the JLP. From left to right, top to bottom, middle
and all of the beliefs in the PNP is the saver for Jamaica.
I don't even know what to say now. Not really the same here now. But perhaps the better of the bad.
All right, ma'am. Have a good afternoon.
Perhaps the better of the bad. So, I say that, well, if that's what you want, amen. Only can stay down there.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good afternoon. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you for listening.
Okay, ma'am. None of them is the saver for this country. All of them is the same thing. How does it call me? East Kingston and Port Royal, you're calling me. Can you call back? You know what? Who want Bex? Who want please? Mr. What me have to say? I don't believe the PNP is the saver for this country. You make a sad mistake. The number to call is 9545-298-030. Somebody was calling me a while ago. Who was calling me? Who this? East Kingston. I think East Kingston was calling me. Hold on, let me call back a person. Yes. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
What's going on?
East Kingston, what's going on with you? Your sound so down.
Nah, me tell you, reduce me tired. Jeffrey, me tired. Me not like right now. Me that my idea hurt me.
Why? Because of the country.
Me I tell you.
Wait, hold on. But Andrew, yeah, head now hurt him.
Me not tell you, cause Andrew not duck, dive, skip, not jump. No problem. Andrew not no problem, you know.
And the other people, it look like the other Jamaicans having a problem down there. Stand it.
Jesus Christ. No, sir. What next? That question me I ask. What
Another
next?
mass shooting in the country where 8 Jamaicans were shot. 1 fatal. A week ago, a mass shooting. 8 was murdered in the country. And the Jamaicans
about 2 weeks now. About 2 weeks now.
Yes, and the Jamaicans sit down and don't do one single thing about it.
And then they panic this bag of chatting, everybody jump up and church. What are you doing as a people? What we are do as a people? What we do, the church, the police, what we are do as a people? What are we doing as a people? And I give up and I say, God, this God give we a brains to think. Stop walking it like crab. Jesus Christ, God Almighty, and when you get up and say you stand up, then tell you you're PMP and you're labor right and what have you. People, Jamaican people, the government is not PMP and JLP party. The government is we as Jamaican. The government is we, the people as Jamaican.
I tell you something, you know, East Kingston. I say it today, I don't know if you're listening to me today.
No, me just jump on. Me just don't call through me the panel hustling.
Yesterday, or today rather. Hold on there for me. How much was killed in Cherry Tree Lane? I heard it was 11 and not 8. That's what I heard to my good friend. But the hide it and says 8.
Same thing. That's why me tell you, Jerry, me say, when we were talking about the JPS, me say JPS not even have 20% and you say 19. You're not getting the story straight. You're not getting the number them right, Jeffrey. You're not getting the number them right, Jeffrey. You're not getting the number them. The little boy that they kill. One you say 7, one you say 8, one you say 9. A 3 different age group, that you know.
It's the same way today, you know, when I was talking about Dr. Devon Taylor and a group of people decided to take to the streets in St. Anne because the Jamaican government signed a deal in March of 2017, I think, yes, with the Chinese construction company, check, for them to build the North-South Highway or whatever they want to call it. East to North, so whatever they want to call it, anyway. And in the deal, the government have to give up 200 acres of historic land, prime land, where a watershed is on it, could help supply the people of St. Anne. And Dr. Devon Taylor is out on the streets in St. Anne with some other people protesting about it. God bless much people out there. So don't expect me to come by here to chat every day. Andrew, sell it. Sell every land you can get, Andrew. Sell every water land you can get. If you can sell the Caribbean Sea, sell the Caribbean Sea too.
When we the people are talking about it, or when we the people hear about it and not talk about it, him don't sell it already. Him don't sell it.
No, but what I am saying to you is this. There can be a stop put to the construction of the luxury houses and put on a watershed.
Exactly.
And but there's just limited amount of people out there. So I am saying this afternoon, does it make any sense for us to come and talk about what's going on in Jamaica when the Jamaican people are not doing one single thing about it? So I'm saying to the Prime Minister and whosoever, want to sell all the country to, sell the lock, stock and barrel to the highest bidder.
And the thing about this, the Chinese, them, you know, you come and see the people, them land is a watershed. What the hell you buy for them when you buy it out and do it? Where the water go come from?
Hello. Me have my money. And me buck up on a bunch of nincompoop. A bunch of numbskulls. Where termite them out their brain.
Eh? Termite them out them brains. And then about the person that are about. Jesus have mercy. That about land of food and water. People open on the eyes. Uno no land, uno no wood and the water going shortly. That's why him there make war with, that's why him make war with the maroon them. You know see it. That's why him make trouble with the maroon them because every prime land, every watershed in a Jamaica, Jesus Christ, when I'm done. We can't. Jeffrey,
You stand and make your head hurt you over what they going on there. For me head not hurt me. Because I know if me not me. Wilfred Rattigan and the one legal defense, whatever they want to call it, couldn't have 1 million demonstration in the United States. If the Jamaican people don't get up and say enough is enough, what we are doing overseas will not do anything for them because they have to get up.
You come back again, JPS.
I don't care, Andrew must sell it. Sell it, Andrew, sell it. Sell them in a hit.
JPS and then saga. You appear like bill of $5,000 when this one come to neck back. A $15,000. JPS, who can do maths? Who can do maths? I'm here, uno. What really have one and that me ask? That is the $1 million question.
In which modern democracy can you see certain things going on in your country and you sit down and do nothing about it? And just sell down to the very Caribbean, see if you can sell it. Sell it.
Everybody don't care which part of the world they come from. They don't go and come from and have you got and they're gonna accept that an accident. Right? And then all close, and then get if a little and nothing. And we were there can't obtain it. No man. Before God and man at this, if it is another height of wickedness, we don't know what it is. Wickedness with a capital.
You know wicked. You know wicked. Then if you catch, all right, let me ask you a question. You know one constituency, you see? And the constituency have 4 parishes bordering each other. And the 4 constituencies don't have no water in there. And every 5 years vote him at the same people. Who is the biggest idiot?
Me will vote them in.
So I don't blame Andrew. Sell all the land they can sell, Andrew. Sell them. Because if we not getting up and say enough is enough, if we the Jamaican people not talking about it, not saying anything about it, all we can is come on social media and degrade each other and carry down each other. And they chat for who, they for who, they with who. Andrew, sell them lock, stock, and barrel. I'll sell me now too.
No, sir. No, man. If you go right around Jamaica, the coastline, sell out. All you can hear, private. You can't find no beach. Figure, just lie down and just make the seawater beat out some of the stress. Beat out some of the pain out of your body because you're not eating properly.
The young people of Kenya stand up to the government of Kenya when the government of Kenya want to put on taxes for certain things. They stand up about it, but not the Jamaican people. Sell them, Andrew. Andrew, sell them out.
No, sir. This can't be real. This cannot be real.
Who don't want to watch me for this? Who don't want to come back for my program? No problem to me. Sell them lock, stock, and barrel, Andrew Holness.
I want to be knowing if and when the PMP win, it not make no difference. It not going to be any difference. Remember me telling you, Jeffrey later you have me enemy idea at me. Me not like me tired.
And if I was in Jamaica, I the same thing. Sell them, Andrew. They still find oil all the way from Westmoreland to Moran Point. Andrew, if you can sell the Caribbean, see what the island are selling.
Yeah, have a young man or a young girl is left school now. And then to find a work, they live a money. And they have to come and town come work. And them are going to get 15,000 a week. How much I can save out of that 15,000 bus fare and lunch money?
And nobody knows nothing about it. Thank you very much.
They can't find work because nearer to where they live. That they not spend this large amount of money. The bus fare not cheap because the taxi man they not play. The people who have the bus bus and around. Anytime they say that you have to pay, either you pay or you walk or you go.
All right, son. Thank you.
Yeah, later.
Bye-bye.
How you doing?
The number to call is 954-529-8030. Somebody called in a while ago. Call back. I must think no joke. Andrew, me nah take up for nobody anymore. I will come and speak truth to power. But until the people stand up, nothing gonna happen. Sell it! Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Yes, sir. I called about 2 or 3 callers ago, but just a quick question. What is the official count from the first mass shooting? Because sometimes I say 8, I hear 9, and as a caller we were just talking to said sometimes as high as 11. What is the actual amount? Because I remember about to ask you that question and then they kind of I forgot to ask you that. What is the official number? Is it 8, 9, or 11?
I am hearing it's 11, but Jamaica's world-class Minister of Finance, Minister of National Security, and Jamaica world-class Deputy Commissioner of Police say 8.
Okay. And you know what? To be fair, it's not like they've ever told us any lies. They just, oh, we are putting it now. They're just. It's not like they have told us any lies. It's just that they're very selective in what they share with the Jamaican people.
Damn liar. Have a great afternoon, sir. Thank you for next call coming in.
All right, take care.
Good afternoon, good afternoon to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tavares.
Hi, my good friend, New Mexico. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
I hope you're standing up for Camilla, you know.
Boy, you know, say we're not going to do otherwise.
All right. Welcome
Yeah.
to the program. What's on your mind?
It's a lot on my mind, and I think I'm just as frustrated as you are. I hear you saying sell it and just sell it, and this is where you get, and this is where we get, because the people want to be talking up, the people want to be fighting for their rights, the people want to be letting Andrew Orles know that he cannot continue like he's continuing. They are quiet. The church is quiet. Private sector is quiet. The people at the University of the West Indies, they are quiet who train minds. And it seems to me like the rest of them, Andrew put Gorilla Glue onto their lips. So, I mean, that's where it's at.
Andrew not put on Gorilla Glue on the lip. You see? The people then say are them Prince in a power. So left Prince Andrew alone. So Andrew, you and the former Minister of Finance sign off a deal with the China Engineering Company to give them the land that have a watershed on it in Central in Miami Bay. And Dr. Devon Taylor with a group of people come out and demonstrate, and a little bit of people come out there. Andrew, if you can sell the Negril River, the Martha Bray River, and Dunge River, every river in Jamaica, sell it. Because we fool no dog.
And I know you don't mean that. Andrew, I know you don't mean that. Andrew needs to get out of power. That's what he needs to do.
Hello. I mean everything I say.
All right. He's not at liberty to sell everything in Jamaica, Jeffrey. And you're right when you say the Jamaican people, rather than everybody else, and when Lonesome and Jeffrey Tavares and whoever who are in the diaspora, can have 1 million programs and 1,000 marches and talk until they are blue. If the people who are in the immediate situation who are feeling it are not talking, it makes no sense. People are frustrated. People are frustrated. And that's why people are not even voting. And the opposition as well, for their mouth closed. When Andrew was in power, for the least thing, in our press conference. And Andrew is like a man, he's like a thief who doesn't like to see his brother carry a long bag, because Andrew have no character. I'm not afraid to say it. Andrew should not be any leader of Jamaica in the first place. He got it by default, and he should have been gone. He bought the 2 elections that he won. And that is what he's spending with all those millions of US and whatever he's getting now. Watch if he now go buy the next one. Jamaicans, I don't know what to say. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
No, ma'am.
But people need to wake up. People need to wake up.
Because I don't have money if you go sue them. If you go for them, I don't have money for them sue me, I have to pay them. I don't have money. But I will continue to say this. Andrew, if nobody not get up and talk about what they go on in the country, so sell the country too.
Look at that man. I heard Andrew Jeffrey went on platform and said with my own ears, the entire world hear it, who said, when PNP in power, the crime rise up. And if you want to, if you what he said, if you want to die or whatever.
Hold on, man. Me say, if you want to live, no, if you want people the winners and door open, vote for me, Andrew Michael Holness. One man try when he win the election in 2016. One man try, and the poor soul dead like a dog.
Jesus of mercy. I don't know, but it cannot be worse. This is the worst state that Jamaica has ever been, and worse than this, we don't know what it's going to be. But to be honest, even a dog with Prime Minister tie on the tail, me prefer see a dog in a Jamaica was more say Andrew Holness. Because Andrew is a careless, dishonest person.
The savior that all of us is looking for is not in the hands of whosoever don't think the savior is. The savior for Jamaica is we, the Jamaican people.
It's the people.
Oh.
It's the people. And I agree with you, Jeffrey, but the truth is that he needs to go. It better somebody else take it. He needs to go. We can't take any more of that, man.
If he call the election tomorrow, he's going back in. Because the people are voting back in. Mark my word. That you don't think Jamaican people are, hey, I shut my mouth, yeah. Because
Because this time they won't get 5 and 10,000, they will get 50 and 60 and 100,000.
Thank you.
Because they have the money to buy them.
So
No. Jamaicans need to wake up, Jeffrey. They need to wake up.
And before he call the election, who want to come off of the platform one by one, nothing to me. If he went before he call the election, more things is gonna be sold. Because if the people don't stand up against a basic need as water, they have given away the watershed to the Chinese to build luxury houses. And nobody saying anything about it. Andrew, sell Jamaica lock, stock, and barrel to the Chinese. Every single one of we sell it.
But Jeffrey, I heard that the Chinese also harvest water from Jamaica and bottle to send to China.
Oh, yes.
Jesus have mercy. No, I'm serious.
So all
and Jamaicans can't get water. You can harness water to Jamaicans. But Chinese can harvest water and bottle to send back to China.
All who believe that Jamaica's savior lies with anybody else, make a sad mistake. This Jamaica's savior lies in the hands of the Jamaican people. The same way the young people of Kenya rise up and say enough is enough in Kenya. And the people of another country, Sri Lanka, rise up and say enough is enough. Why we sit down so? Andrew, self and Negril point to Moran point.
The ordinary people in Jamaica, Jeffrey, they love them got too much. So all they need is a belly full. This election come and the noise are made, and you give them a belly full, and they're hungry for the next election. And the next election, you give them a belly full, and that's it. That's what everyone in Chile used to do. Cow, race our cow, and then go pull and vote same way for her.
If you think that me not come out every day, you make us Andrew, sell everything you can sell.
You're not going to get that opportunity to sell everything you can sell. And let me tell you something. You see, Andrew can only do in time. Because God not sleeping. He can only do his time. And he has a limit on that time. I can tell you that. And nobody not to do him anything. Nobody has hurt Andrew Wilness. He's going to hurt himself. He's a worthless fellow. That's all I know. He's a careless, worthless fellow, and he doesn't love Jamaicans. You're running a country.
Jamaicans love themselves.
That's a program conclusion. They don't love themselves. They love them belly full. That's all they love. They don't love themselves.
Hold on there for me. Does the Jamaican people love themselves and love the country that them born and growing up?
Obviously they don't. That's why I say it's a foregone conclusion.
So let me ask you a question now. So if the people not love themselves and not love the country, I ask this question on the platform and I ask this question too. If you in a constituency that have 4 constituent bordering each other, all right, you have 4 members of parliament, and the 4 constituency bordering each other, and the 4 constituencies have no water for how many years? Who is to be blamed for that?
Successive government.
No. You keep on voting me back in, and you don't know what in the pipe. Who's to be blamed?
But Jeffrey, you know them sweat black dogs in all the time.
The people is to be blamed. Because you keep on voting me back in, and you don't know what in your pipe. Who is the big fool? The people.
They recycle governments and that's all they do. Take them for a ride.
Swapping black dog for monkey from 1932 until now.
Well, there's a time to wake up. And if you want to sleep, then can continue sleeping, but I know that it cannot be worse. It cannot be worse. And Andrew Holness and his government and the Barber and the 40 Thieves, they are taking the Jamaican people for idiots and they are warming up to it.
And the Jamaican people are idiots themselves because they allow it.
Andrew
stupid fellow.
He not stupid. The man wise and everybody down there. The Prime Minister not stupid, you know. The Prime Minister is a wise man.
Mm-hmm. In his own
Very
country.
wise man, because if you listen to me, see the picture I'm trying to show you, you know. When you have a situation where you have your people who is the ultimate leaders of the country in a sense, when you have the power in your hand, you're not doing nothing about it. You sit down and you say, Prince Andrew in a power, a family party in a power. And things are going on, you're not doing nothing about it. A Jeffrey Tavares, a Wilfred Rattigan, a Andre Stevens, a Hot Topic, a Wayne Lonesome, a Right Mango, a Hot Off of the Topic, half of the press they want to call it. Come every day, they cuss and they go on bad for the Jamaican people and they sit down and do nothing. Andrew, if you can't sell them too.
On a very serious note, Jeff. Jeffrey. On a very serious note, though. Have you ever seen Jamaica at this stage at any time?
In the 1990s, when PJ Patterson was in power, and PJ decided to put on something on gas, the University of the West Indies student take to the streets.
All right.
The 14 parishes had a mass demonstration.
Okay.
No, I'm not coughing about for demonstrate, for do nothing there, you know. All I am saying, the people need to stand up, and if they don't stand up, there's nothing a Jeffrey Tavares, a Wilfred Rattigan, a Wayne Lonesome, a Andre Stevenson, a Hot Off of the Topic, or for the one that Hot Off of the Press, or a Jamaican Hot Topic, or a Right Mango, or a Mystic Sensation. There is nothing we can do more than chat. Everything lies in the hands of the Jamaican people from Negril Point to Moran Point.
The morality and the integrity of people in Jamaica and the Jamaican system in terms of how it is being run is at its lowest. I see Royal Reid, that thief. I see Royal Reid back into focus.
Hold on. I have a next call coming in. And this call.
All right, no problem. Take care of yourself. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Sir Francis Smith, you're live on air. You want to talk to me on air? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're live on air. You want to talk to me on air?
Yeah, man. I don't have a problem with that.
Sir Smith, let me ask you a question, Sir Smith.
Okay.
When you sit down in your country, sir, and you see the people of Kenya get up and start rebel, and nothing is done in the country of Jamaica, people sit down, sir. You believe that all we do is chat on the programs then? Everything that lies in the hands of the Jamaican people, sir?
Yeah, but let's remember my saying constantly that liars figure, but figures don't lie.
All right.
Let me explain to you what's happening, because it's probably put you in such a state of despair. You don't see what's happening. Let me tell you what's happening. Your current administration was put in power by what percentage of the voting population?
I don't remember how much the percentage again.
Somewhere down in the 20s, sir.
All right.
Which means that technically, based on who is eligible to vote as against voted, you have a minority government. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Don't cost the people who voted, whatever reason, whether a plate of curry goat, a case of Guinness, or a $5,000 bill. Cost the people who didn't exercise their franchise.
True.
That's who you need to speak to. And we in this country must by now reach a level where we vote on issues and leave the personalities out of it. You either come where you see what our issues are and you attend to them and you show how you are going to attend to them, or you don't. There was this thing about impeachment. There was this thing about term limits. There was this thing about recall, which means that if you don't perform, you get recalled. So the nice is what who voted for when the current government said what they were going to do. You want me to tell you an anecdotal situation, and please don't think I'm making light of it. A gentleman walked into a car dealership with a very attractive young lady in tow. And he walked up to a BMW and said to her, "You like this?" And she said, "Oh, yes." And said, "Would you like one?" She said, "So what color you want it in?" "I like black." And the salesman pops up on his elbow. You like this one?" Say, "Yeah, man. You want leather interior?" "Oh, yeah. You serious?" "Yes, man." Just tell him to outfit what you want. Satellite radio, all of that. And she gets everything. And the man says, "You're taking this one?" So, "Yes, but I'm going to leave you a check for it. You can pick it up on Tuesday morning, can you?" And he says, "Yes." And the girl is like, "I cannot believe this." She called all our friends. Tuesday morning, the salesman calls the man and says, "Sir, your check bounced." See,
Prince, Smith.
but you understand what I'm saying?
No, repeat what you said because I lost it there a while ago. Repeat what you said because I lost it there a while ago.
The man said, "The check bounced." In fact, but let me tell you about the weekend I had. You get the gist? You get the gist of what I'm saying?
Yes, in a little, yes.
Right. The young lady left the car dealership on Friday evening. Swear blind that by Monday, Tuesday, she have a black BMW with all the extras. With anything. The request for that weekend, the answer going to be no. Our country is the young lady.
Indeed.
We know, and I'm going to tell you something else, and I don't care how political people take it to be. Facts are facts. You're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts.
True.
I have said before, there is history and there is his story.
Yes.
The other piece of one party trying to put forward things for the betterment of the normal man. And the other is considering it an affront to their rights entitlement on the colonialistic plantocracy. So they did everything they could to nullify what the other party had done.
Yes.
And then the results of depriving the people of what was trying to be given to them was blamed on the people who tried to give it to them. When last, what's his name, Mr. Siaga, became Prime Minister, what was one of the first acts he put on the table?
I don't remember anything.
He removed free education.
Yes. True.
He removed free education. Do you know how far down the road we could be as a nation if every child, regardless of where they're born, could get an education without thinking of having to pay for it?
You are so right.
Do you know what a standard of hope was given when Portia Simpson Miller became Prime Minister of this country? Her standard was that any child born in this country, whether in Beverly Hills or on that tattoo in the things of St. Catherine or Clarendon, could become Prime Minister.
Yep.
It was a beacon of hope, and it was a beacon of hope that people tried to extinguish for years because they didn't want the young, poor fellow or lady to have hope. Hope is the gasoline that fuels the energy engine of progress. And things and just brush under the carpet. Mr. Siaga said, and I quote, they should use the money and build better roads. It's a waste of money. And when it was finished, he said, I told Andrew they need to name it after me. And we just thought by ourselves. Let us forget partisan politics and go with facts. Almost every single thing that you currently take for granted was either proposed or built by the opposition that you're knowing for.
Yes.
Against and above the objections of the current government when they were in opposition. And nobody want to remember that. So it's not that you vote in what? It has happened before in Jeffrey.
I know.
When PJ Patterson won in a landslide, Mr. Siaga said at the time, it was a little bit after Gilbert, remember? He said, if I lose this election, God is sleeping.
Yes, he did say it.
And he lost by a landslide.
Yep.
But Jamaican people who were actually feeling it sat down and just said, just show me where to push my finger. No riots or anything. Riots in this country were usually perpetrated by the opposition. The difference between an opposition of the current government and the current opposition is the current government's level of opposition burns down the get it. The current opposition does not and are regarded as being weak because they don't make up their mind. And burn down the country, he can do it, you know hard. With the current situation where people can't buy bread, they have to buy it by the loaf, by the slice. You know hard. But there is like a man trying to take a woman from another man and make somebody acid her because him say him know a good plastic surgeon. Does your memory take you to the time when somebody went to Washington and told them not to do business with us?
Oh, yes.
And when they stopped doing business with us and the Chinese sneak in the back door, everybody get bummy.
Yep.
So let me put your program in trouble now. I'm sorry, but I just couldn't anymore without saying something.
Go ahead, man.
Socialism became a bad word in this country. Every poor child had their hope extinguished. And socialism does not mean you must turn communist or give people a free ride. Unlike business, there are certain things that cannot be run as a profit center. Amongst these are the hospitals, the schools, and anything to do with public transportation. You cannot, if you run it by the government, and run it as a profit center. In normal business, when certain things don't make money, you close it down.
True.
And the transport sector and the schools have what is called a captive audience. They can't go nowhere. So they have to keep up with whatever is on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You have said this before, let me say it again. Jamaica is the largest remaining plantation on earth, undergoing the longest slave revolt in history.
Mm.
People chopping down mahogany trees in the cockpit country in which they don't have any business going in there. But we have so many people dying, they're trying to make expensive caskets.
Yep.
There's nobody I know building house out of mahogany. We see things and pretend it don't exist. And the greatest trick the devil ever played was to say he didn't exist. And one political party blaming everything they do on the other political party. It is anarchy.
Indeed it
And
is.
they claim the current opposition did is a fallacy. It's run around the place with Trafigura. Trafigura is to do with campaign donation, not a crime in Jamaica. But they made it a crime in their discourse on people's verandas.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask during the man at Phelps and Phillips, when the question was asked, where did the money come from?
Mm-hmm.
And the then Prime Minister declined to be forced.
Yep. Can't recall.
You know, you see, we don't need police in Jamaica. We need serious investigative journalists. Them don't like Rattigan, them don't like Wayne Lonesome. What happens sometimes is that people interject their political beliefs in their investigations. Do it clean and clear. And for instance, try to find out the political or social connection of the five who are said to have been found in possession of the talcum powder.
Yes.
And when you find out who them associated with, what does it tell you? A gentleman dies in Shortwood at his business place. And now at the level that he is at, is a big problem that. Not a gunfire about it, if you pardon my French. That don't make sense. What is being hidden? Politics and campaigns are required to be funded. The question is, where the funding coming from? You run gone, Jeffrey?
Benji.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man.
Mr. Run gone. Thinking about more Mek Wi Talk no more.
No. Allow you to speak, man, because I have to just turn off something a while ago. Sorry.
Because what I'm saying to you is, I hear your aspiration, but don't make a mistake and follow the thing about no better herring, no better barrel.
You have a point, you know. That's
That
true.
is what has set certain people in place where they shouldn't be. So let me leave you with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory that says elected people in the constituencies should not be allowed to become ministers.
Repeat what you said. Elected what?
People are elected to represent a constituency
Yes.
should not be allowed to become ministers.
True.
Because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You're elected to represent people. When you're out there being a minister of this and a minister of that, you don't have time for your constituency.
So true.
So ministers should be hired based on qualifications.
Yep.
I don't want to know whether you is PNP or GLP. If you have the qualifications, you're hired to be a minister with a job description. And if you mess up, I fire you and I don't have any political ramifications to worry about. Right now, if somebody is a minister or elected person and they get fired, it has implications for the leader of the party. They are elected to have that constituency that you represent that constituency. Come to Parliament and vote for laws that help you and your constituency.
Yes.
The one good thing about government under the Westminster system as from the British is that the permanent secretaries who are professionals run ministries. The minister just had them. I used to have a thing from TV, a comedy, yes, minister. All of this sign paper. But all of a sudden, everybody to quote the former prime minister. All of a sudden, that these are done.
I can't play that for you too, you know, Vinci. Hold on, Vinci. I can find it and play it for you. Hold on there. All of us, everybody turned on. I'm the only done in this party, and all the others are Donovans. Okay. I can find it. I can find it there. I can't find it and make you hear it here. Because I make sure I put up on my thing here, you know.
And what I want you to go back and research,
yes, sir,
is the genesis of the Coral Gardens massacre. You know what we're talking about?
Yes.
From the push point that made that a massacre still exists today. The names are the same. They can't change to protect the innocent because they're not innocent.
True. Let me play this thing.
But some went to one figure there with them 2 pearl handle pistols in his waist.
Who bust them
and any rasta you don't carry them go down the street and what the lockup can hold, Pie River Cemetery will. Nobody remember that?
Listen to this now about this Dan business from Edward Siaga.
All of a sudden, everybody turned on. You better learn that in any organization. All of a sudden, everybody turned on. You better learn that in any organization, it's only one Dan going rule. And today I say to them, the door is open to retrieve your position. Take a candle, sing a Sankey, and find your way back home.
That's the voice on the video of the late Edward George Philip Siaga of the Jamaica Labour Party, telling the Gang 5 to find a way back home.
Do you know that Mr. Siaga used to preside over 5 meetings at Jamaica House simultaneously?
How come?
To move from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and then go and discuss what him get them to discuss till him come back.
Oh.
Familiar to you?
Oh.
How much ministry in a Jamaica House, man?
Most of 100 had or more. Oh, so Andrew is following Eddie.
Okay, then who needs to work for?
So Smith, I gotta make you come on the program one of these evening when we have the time. You and I have the time we talk. I have to get prepared for a live broadcast from Chicago, with the Democrat National Convention is going on in Chicago. The Mek Wi Talk program is asked to bring it live, so I have to get prepared for that.
Let me give you some research to do whilst you go away.
Yes, sir.
Close down all the hospitals across the island and turn them into health centers.
Edward Siaga did it.
I leave you to the Democratic Convention, sir.
Thank you very much. Sir Robert Finzi Smith, security consultant, a man that I look up to, a man with wealth of knowledge who can help the security apparatus of our country. And for some unknown reason, they refuse to call on him. Sir Robert Finzi Smith, thank you very much, sir.
Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I have to say so long from here for another evening. Thank you all very much for coming on to hear me rant and rave. But I love you all, and I want to say thank you for coming on. I miss Renita Adams too, but you know, there are certain things that they won't allow Mr. Adams to come back in. Chicago over Jamaica. I'm not saying Chicago over Jamaica. We are going to sit down here and chat about Jamaica for the whole live long night. You're not in the calling, Ed. Come on now, Ed. Have you called the program, Ed? What's wrong with you, Ed? Sure. It's where we're going to say so long for another evening. Thank you all for coming on to the program. Thank you for being a part of the Mek Wi Talk program. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. And may God bless Jamaica land we love. Have a great afternoon, everyone. We're going to go live to Chicago on the other side of the program. We're going to go live to Chicago, Illinois, where former President of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton, will be speaking at this conference. Last night we had two powerhouse, Barack and Michelle Obama was on last night. And then tonight, now we're going to have former President of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton, who will be making the case for Kamala Harris to be the next President of the United States. Until you hear my voice again, I'm Jeffrey Tavares saying thank you all for being a part of the Mek Wi Talk program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. May God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. Go over to our next program when we come to you live from Chicago, Illinois, with the Democrat National Convention going on in Chicago. As I said before, the speaker for tonight's program will be former President of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Good night.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi Talk. People.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength, make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk.